So good morning and welcome back to the Exchange T25 Cup. We are here today at the Exchange Ground in Vancouver for quarterfinal number one of the tournament. Quarterfinal number one being the base HB Wolverines versus the Royal Panthers. So this morning at the middle, the toss was taken and the base Wolverines won the toss and they elected to bowl first. As you can see, the two batsmen out there currently. Some lovely weather for cricket this morning. It's fine Sunday morning. The sun is out. There's a slight draft of wind blowing across the ground. So some excellent conditions here for cricket. Hopefully this will be an exciting and an enticing match this morning. So here we can see the umpire giving the ball to the bowlers and the opening batsman for the Royal Panthers is Amit Chan and Captain Sachin Nanlal. So a bit of a change up in the order of the batting since their last game, trying to bring out their best potential, scoring as much runs as possible in this encounter. This being a knockout game, and it's a must-win situation for either team to move on into this tournament. They did an excellent job thus far, qualifying for the knockout stages. So it seems as young Taran Danraj will be taking up the attack with the ball from the northern end, bowling the first over of this first quarterfinal of the Exchange T25 Cup. So we can see the umpire indicating to the scorers, and so this is the first delivery, and this one is just left alone there by Nanglal. Just watching it carefully pass as it goes past him. Nothing too much rush here at the moment. Oh, and a excellent delivery there from Danraj. So there's a new change in the rules as we head into the knockout stages. There's currently a power play being put into effect, and the power play is 6 overs long, where only two fielders can be on the boundary, and also free hits are being put into play on no balls. As Nandal punches this one down the ground, and there's a mix-up, and Amit Chan has to walk back. So what a great start here for the Royal Panthers. Sachin Nandal hitting our director fielder Taking the run there was Amichan and being sent back by his captain, and he was easily dismissed there by Danraj. So there goes the fall of the first wicket without any runs on the board for the Wolverines. Certainly would be happy with that run out, as we see from the replay here. So when it's driven, and then Amachan down the pitch halfway and being sent back, and unfortunately didn't make it into his crease in time.
So what a good start here by the base Wolverines, picking up a quick wicket in the first over by the run-out route, and definitely something that will give them some encouragement to play the rest of the innings this morning. I want to welcome all the viewers online. Welcome to the teams participating and their supporters. Looking forward to exciting these game of cricket. The weather is extremely perfect for cricket here in Exchange Cuba. And Darren Danraj comes in from the northern end into Sachin Anlal, and Sachin goes after it and puts it over the middle field line to the boundary for four. So definitely we see some intent here by the young opening bat. He's definitely going to attack the bowling and score quick runs. I think that is one of the recipes here in this tournament to get a good start on the first 5 or 6 overs.
I mean, certainly with the new rule change, with the power play being in effect, he would want to take advantage of that and score as many runs as possible in the power play. So that last delivery of the over ended up being a dot ball, and that brings the end of the first over of play, sorry. And the score is 4 for the loss of 1 wicket. The
So
wicket going via the run-out routes.
So we saw a very balanced first over with the attacking, but unfortunately the Royal Panthers succumbing to the run-out route and losing a quick wicket in the first over. And there we see Aidan Owen taking up the new ball from the southern end. So Vivek, what do you think the Royal Panthers strategy is going to be?
But certainly, I think they are looking to go after it in the power play. Probably after the power play, probably may want to slow things down a bit or continue. But certainly, they are looking to get as much runs on the board as possible because they know the Space Wolverines team is very strong in their batting lineup. So, in order to win the quarterfinals and move on to the semifinals, they'll have to put a large target on the board for them to chase. So, this is the new batsman in at the crease in Jaden Ali, replacing Amit Jan. He is taking up strike against Aidan Owen, the new to opening bowler from the southern end. So representing Trinidad and Tobago was Aidan Owen this year. So he certainly will have a huge responsibility in his team, being one of the senior players and one of the players with experience under their belt. So Jaden Ali just looking to get bat onto the ball, see the ball onto his bat, and just play himself in so far. But Aidan Owen not really allowing him to free his arms as yet. An excellent delivery there from Aidan Owen, striking the pad of Jaden Ali. So 3 dot balls so far in this over. Oh, on this one, Ali just misses out on that delivery and just goes on to the keeper for another dot ball. So these dot balls really important here for the Wolverines, not allowing them to score any runs, restricting them and putting the pressure onto the batsmen to play that rash shot. Another excellent delivery there from Aidan Owen. As you can see so far, Ali doesn't seem too bothered by it. As Owen bowls the last delivery of his opening over. This one is a bit short. Looking to pull there was Ali, but not getting the contact that he would like. And just campers through for a single in the end, retaining the strike in the next over. So 1 run obtained from that over. 5 dot balls to start and a single to complete the over. As you see here from the replay, a bit short of length, and Ali just looking to pull that one, but unfortunate for him. And taking advantage of that was Sachin Nanlal. Call him through for a quick single, quick thinking on his bat. So it looks like Taran Danraj would continue from the northern end, only conceding 4 runs in the first over, and that 4 was via the bat of Sachin Nanlal, hitting one up and over the mid-on fielder. You see Danraj just making a couple of changes in his field. So it's a power play, and we just see a guy down at deep mid wicket.
So Darren Danraj to continue from the northern end. A very fast ball down the leg side. The umpire immediately calls wide here. And Darren needs to find his line and length a bit. And a much better delivery, holding the off stump line and causing the batsman just to square up and play that ball gently back down to the bowler. And the weather conditions is ideal for cricket here in Exchange Cuba. And another very good delivery by Darren Danraj. And Darren Danraj again, finding a very good line and length there, not allowing the batsman to score any runs, and seemed to be stifling the Panthers a bit in this over. 6 for 1 after 2.3 overs. That 1 wicket coming with a run out route.
Currently going at a run rate of 2.4. There's the Panthers.
And another excellent delivery by Darren. and pushing the batsman back on his crease and having to play quicker because it seems to be a faster delivery.
So a lot of variation is being shown here by young Danraj.
And pulls back the length a bit and catches the batsman there, almost popping it up into the air and making an easy catch there to the short mid-on fielder. But not a bad start here by the base Wolverines. And there we see the batsman becoming a bit impatient. Young J. Ali on strike. And that's the end of the over. 6 for 1 after three overs.
So good. Dude over there by Danraj, only conceding one run. And that run being conceded via a wide. So
A very tight over by the base Wolverines, ensuring that the Panthers don't run away with it early on in the innings. And now we have Sasha Nanal on strike on 4, showing some aggression in the first 2 overs first over, in fact, that he would have faced. And we hoping that the aggression doesn't get others run out and want to take advantage of the power play in effect for the quarterfinals for the Exchange T25 Cup.
so here we have Aidan Owen continuing from the southern end, just having a word with the umpire.
So Aidan Owen, one of the national players, as well a young and upcoming fast bowler in his age group, operating from the southern end here at the Exchange ground in Vancouver, and runs into Sachin Nanlal and starts off with looks.
Looks to be good on the leg side, but umpire hasn't called it a wide.
So it may have swung back, Vivek.
I may have to believe so.
So Aidan walks back to his crease now and starts his roll up from the southern end into Sachin Nanlal. And on target, and all he can do is just defend it right back to Aidan. Unfortunately for him, cannot score any runs, and the Royal Panthers have definitely been stifled here. Only 6 runs off for 1 wicket already in 3.2 overs. So after attempted quick start by the Panthers, they have quickly have to retract their attacking innings. So Aidan Owen into Sachin Nanlal again, and he slashes outside the off stump, trying to hoist it over short mid off, but unfortunately no contact for him. And
So
I bet that may be getting some swing out there with the gentle breeze that is blowing from the east.
certainly, so we can clearly see the intent of Captain Sachinana looking to get quick runs on the board, wanting to get things going, but you don't know when, not allowing him to do so.
And that one is definitely down the leg side this time, and the umpire calls it a wide. So extras coming into play here now, and the, that will relieve the pressure on the Panthers a bit until they get the opportunity to score. And the ground is in excellent condition, having been cut yesterday. Definitely be very quick with the turtle back design here at the Exchange Recreation Ground. So I think just bat onto ball will definitely get the ball to the boundary. And instead of trying to swing vigorously, probably a sensible off drive or a very technique oriented shot should do the trick here at the Exchange Ground.
Looking for the gaps, certainly. Or
And an excellent bowler by Eden, stifling Sachin Atnal, and a Yorker link delivery to keep him quiet in this over, unable to turn over the strike with 2 more balls remaining. after just conceding one wide. So Eden coming in from the southern end again. And Sachin Anlal just watches the ball pass outside the off stump, not trying anything adventurous at this stage. Knows that he also wants to preserve his wicket, not scoring many runs so far in the tournament, and looking forward to a big innings from him. So the Royal Panthers, one of the new teams in this tournament, entering this 2024 edition for the first time. And Aidan Owen steaming in from the southern end and must have missed his run up, and the umpire signals dead ball. So Aidan comes in from the southern end now into Sachin, and it's a wide again. So he may have been missing his run up here a bit and not being allowed to bowl fluently around the wicket. So he needs to finish this over strongly and tightly. And he runs in and a short a ball just back off the length and has Sachin up on his toes, trying to keep that ball out. So excellent over there by Eden Owen.
Certainly only conceding 2 runs from that over and 2 runs via 2 wides. So nothing off the bat of the batsmen. Batsmen seem to be struggling here a bit to get off the mark and get things going. And this is pulled away there from Ali. There was the guy out there being a sweeper out on the boundary, but not being able to cut that one off. So as you can see from the replay here, Tanraj to Ali, a bit short and just to the right of the fielder and runs away into the boundary.
So young Ali getting in the action here now against Darren Danraj, who has been very economical so far in this spell. And he comes back on his back for a nice, gentle pull. Then a good stop by the fielder there at short mid wicket. A good showing here by the fielders and the both teams, keeping the quarterfinals very exciting.
So this brings Sachin Arnal back into the strike. Certainly interesting to see what his mindset would be as of right now.
I think definitely you'd look to push the scoring along, knowing that only 6 overs and with the advantage in the first few overs to get the ball up and over. And Darren Danraj again now.
Oh, and an excellent delivery there from Danraj, just spinning away from Nandal. So this is Danraj to Nandal again, but this one just cut straight to the fielder at point and not allowed any runs there is Sachin Nandal.
So the score on 13 for 1 after 4.5 overs. and the players in a very tense battle here in this first few overs of this quarterfinal match, the first quarterfinal of the Exchange T25 Cup here in Exchange Cuba.
Just want to sit down the ground
And,
and straight into the hand of the fielder.
and a very disappointing end there for Sachin Anlal. Would have looked forward to contributing heavily with the bat in this quarterfinal, but unfortunately for him, after going on the attack, putting the ball straight down the throat, it looks to be that of Aidan Owen, and a very comfortable catch there for him.
So there goes the fall of the captain, Sachin Nandal, an important wicket here for the Wolverines. Certainly will be happy with the efforts.
And there we see the base Wolverine players celebrating that wicket and definitely be very happy to know that they got the captain, Sachin Nanlal, who walks back to pavilion.
So as you can see here by the replay, Nandal just looking to go up and over, not getting a good contact on that delivery, and it looks like Aidan Owen completes a simple catch in the end. So the incoming batsman here for the Royal Panthers is Justin Abdul. Abdul scoring 44 odd on the last game he played.
Yes, Justin Abdul was in a very attacking mood last time he set foot onto the Exchange Recreation Ground, hitting, I believe, 4 sixes in that innings and totally destroying the bowling to get into the quarterfinals. So he comes into the crease now to join young Ali, who seems to be a very steady batsman and would probably want to bat through this innings today, being the senior partner out there with Justin Abdul. And we know what Abdul is capable of doing. Let's see if he's going to adopt the same approach in this game, knowing that the base Wolverines has a very, very strong bowling attack. And they definitely will be looking to stifle the batting early on, not giving the advantage to the batting team.
Seriously, but I think Abdul is going to go at it. He realizes that there needs to be runs put on the board and that runs need to accumulate quickly.
And a very good length ball there by Eden Owen, getting some nice lift just outside the off stump. A very encouraging sight there for the young fast bowler, probably hitting the seam and moving out a bit. And a very comfortable and easy take there for the keeper. And we just want to commend the grounds staff here at the Exchange Recreation Ground, Mr. Moses Lendo. He has done an excellent job with the pitch throughout this tournament. And Owen in from the southern end again. And nothing else Ali can do except just turn it away short on the leg side.
Abdul was looking for the quick single there, but was turned down by Ali.
And the score on 13 for 2 of 5.2 overs. So a very, very slow start now for the Panthers. And a wide full ball outside the off stump. And just managing a single would have missed out there on a nice glide or late cut for 4. But had to reach for it. And it brings Justin Abdul on strike. And probably he would execute some of the instructions from the dressing room.
Certainly, there are only 3 deliveries left in the power play, so he certainly would want to take advantage of that.
Who knows? We probably might see 3 big 6s, Vivek.
I would love to see that.
So Abdul to face Owen, one of the better strike bowlers here for the base Wolverines. Just want to welcome the rest of the Novel Sports stream team, Mr. Zachary Ramjatan behind the live scores and all the stats we see on the live stream being done by Zachary Ramjatan. And Aidan Owen again from the southern end to Justin Abdul. And he plays it off nicely on the leg side. Looks comfortable against the pace of Owen. Doesn't seem to be bothered a bit. At one
Certainly.
point, I thought he was going to pull it for 6, Vivek.
No, I think Abdul is just trying to get some ball onto his bat, get a feel of the ball, and play himself in, and then take the risk going down.
Right. And I think that definitely that will be a good approach because he definitely can be a very destructive batter. And Aidan Owen now runs into Justin and plays it nicely around his legs. Very comfortable again, but straight to the fielder. And looking for that single, but probably not on in these circumstances. And want to welcome our cameraman, Mr. Aviation 2007. Check out his YouTube channel. Avid plane spotter and doing an excellent job with the camera work. So Aidan Owen again runs in and the umpire signals no ball.
So,
So Aidan Owen struggling a bit, a couple wides, missing his run up and now a no ball. And the umpire signals a
so as you can see here, another new rule for the knockout stages of this Exchange T25 Cup. Free
I-
hits are being implemented on the no balls.
I'm sure that Justin Abdul will be smiling at that. So we're looking forward. I hope the cameraman is ready to follow that ball up in the sky, wherever it might go. But hits it straight down to the fielder and tries for the run out and almost dismissed. There, Justin having to accelerate his run very quickly to finish that single.
Certainly. So that brings the end of the over of Eden Owen, and that brings the end of the power play. So at the end of the power play, the score is 16 for the loss of 2 wickets. As you can see here by the Manhattan, another bad start of the first over, going for 4 runs, but also the fall of the wicket of Amit Shan via the run-out method, and then the fifth over, going for a bit of runs as well, but also getting the wicket. So the Panthers would certainly want to accelerate their run scoring here at quarterfinal number 1 of the Exchange T25 Cup. So that being the end of the power play, they are now allowed more than 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. And as you can see, there's a fielder at long on, long off, and there's a guy out sweeping the boundary.
So Darren Danraj, it's a Justin Abdul now. I think Justin may want to go after him, knowing that the total is very low at this stage for the Royal Panthers. And a very good ball there by Danraj, straight up into the block hole. No chance of Abdul lifting that ball. So a
Sit-
very Novel Sports stream team enjoying the time here at the commentary booth, having a few snacks as we look onto Danraj into Abdul. And again, a very good ball. A ball that is quickly descending into the Yorker, a Yorker length outside the off stump, not giving him any room to lift the ball
So,
and put the ball away for 6 at this stage.
so Danraj keeping Abdul quiet here for the first deliveries of his over. And as I say that, Abdul goes for it, goes up into the sky, and completing an easy catch there was the fielder. So Abdul has to depart. After scoring 1 run, he certainly was looking to go after the bowling there and get the runs on the board for his team. But as we can see right by the replay, I think that one just finding the top edge of the bat and going up into the air and having a lot of time there was a fielder to complete a simple and easy catch.
So we've seen so many times that the players probably need to start just working the ball around and pushing it in the gaps. As equally as important as striking the ball for sixes and fours is picking up singles and twos. We've always seen that teams that know how to dissect the field keep the runs taken over and takes the pressure off the batting team. And definitely it's a discipline for the youngsters to develop over time. So But the bowling, not to take anything away from the base Wolverines, the bowling is very good at this stage.
So,
Darren Danraj, an excellent left-hand bowler, similar to his father, Rajendra Danraj, who was one of Trinidad's best leg spinners back in the 80s and 90s.
so here we can see the new batsman at the crease being Avinash Bemal.
So Bimal definitely has the ability to work the ball around. Hopefully he will use that approach. And with Ali, they can put on a partnership that can pick up some runs over the next few overs. Very confident defensive stroke, working it onto the offside and gesturing for a single, but definitely not one. Probably encouraging the base Wolverines to overthrow the ball where they can pick up that single. But so a little more tactical approach about batting team may render well for their scores. And a good ball by Darren Danraj, and it's called a wide.
Probably spinning a bit too much on that occasion there.
It's probably generated some bounce and turn, making it easy. And Danraj into Bimal, and nothing he can do except pull it straight back to the bowler.
Excellent piece of fielding there by Danraj, not allowing it to go past him, which was certainly going to be a single. So putting the pressure on the batsman here is Darren Danraj.
A very good opening spell by him. Just now we'll be looking at his stats. Danraj now into Bimal. Nothing else but a nice, solid defensive stroke to stay on strike. And definitely will not be able to take the ball away.
So here we can see the bowling stats of both opening bowlers thus far. Danraj bowling 4 overs, conceding 11 runs and taking 2 wickets, and Aidan Owen bowling 3 overs, conceding 6 runs and not taking up any wickets. So an excellent opening spell thus far from these opening bowlers, really restricting the Royal Panthers batters, as we see Aidan Owen from the southern end. This one just played back at him.
Justin Ali, just Jaden Ali looking very comfortable there out in the middle, been around for a while, and probably would want to play the anchor role while the other players try to get the score going. But the bowlers on base Wolverines having none of that. And a very good sharp bouncer there by Aidan Owen. And Jaden Ali, not a bad attempt, getting quickly back onto his back foot and trying to pull the ball, but getting it downward, which was important, not getting the ball to rise.
So here, this was a second attempt of the pull shot here from Jaden Ali on the bowling of Aidan Owen. Not quite getting the timing just right as yet. As you see, Owen just straying a bit on that delivery. Wide call by the umpire. Certainly wouldn't want to give away too many runs via the extras route today.
So Owen continuing a very aggressive spell into Ginali and the umpire calls no ball. So he's still struggling here with his run up, having some wides and no ball and giving a free hit now to Ginali. Probably would want to make use of the open space on the leg side.
Certainly only one fielder out on the boundary here for this free hit delivery. And this one goes up into the air.
And a very entrepreneurial shot there by Jiran Ali trying to cut the ball over point, but only managing a single straight into the fielder's hand. What we call a spectator sketch.
So that single brings Bemal into the strike.
So a bit of pressure here on the batters to get the score going. 20 for 3 of 7.3 overs. A very slow start here by the Panthers.
Oh, that's a nice delivery there from Aidan Owen, generating some nice bounce.
And using the variation of length to keep the batsman at bay is Aidan Owen, using his experience playing at the national level. And a
So
nice shot there by Bimal, working it through the covers. But the ball will pull up just about 10, 20, 10, 15 feet inside the boundary and they complete 2 runs. So that will take some pressure off of them a bit.
certainly, and I like the intent here thus far from Bremal, not being too aggressive and going after everything, just looking to work the ball around and keep the runs ticking. So this is Owen into Bremal. This one is just neatly defended by Bremal, not wanting to throw away his wicket at this point, with the Panthers being 3 wickets down already. So that brings the end of the 8th over of play. The score moves on to 22 for the loss of 3 wickets. The run rate is currently at 2.75 and 17 overs of play remaining.
So we see Danraj continuing. No change on the northern end. A very, very good spell by him to keep the Panthers at bay. And he just setting his field a bit, making sure it's spread in the correct format for him. And the batters getting some, the batter, the strikers end, getting some assistance there. It appears. So is it the keeper getting some assistance? His glove, there seems to be a little problem with his glove.
So here we can see Jaden Ali on strike against Darren Danraj. Certainly would have a bit more confidence after pulling Danraj for 4 in the last over. This one is just flicked off the legs. And it's running to the boundary, but it just holds up just before. And they complete 2 runs. So an excellent shot there from Jalen Ali. Just flicking that one off the legs down to the fine leg position. And just takes 2 quick runs. So this is Danraj to Ali. This one is neatly defended there by Ali. Doesn't seem too bothered here by the bowling of Danraj. Seems pretty comfortable, but just not allowing them to play the aggressive shots. And a 10 runs here is Darren Danraj.
So the score trickling along for the Royal Panthers, 24 for 3. Generally on 10 of 25 deliveries and Bimal 2 of 4 deliveries. Darren Danrod keeping it very tight for the base Wolverines and generally trying to pull the ball back out of square or just managing a single. But it's called a wide, so no contact on the bat. And extras probably making most of the scores right now for the Royal Panthers. So a bit of untidy bowling at times, getting some wides here and extras accumulating for the Panthers. So the Wolverines would want to tighten up on that as the innings progresses. not giving away any extra runs in his quarter final. And a perhaps a misstumped attempt there by the keeper, not being able to get the bails off. Bimal seeming to have his feet in the air. And Darren Danraj now into Bimal again. That ball keeps a bit low and seems to be trying to cut it through the offside, but not making any contact.
So only one more delivery left in the over of Danraj. And the spell of Danraj for this over thus far. So it's worked away by Bemo. And takes a quick single. So that brings the end of the over of Danraj. On the spell of Danraj, he has bowled 5 overs, conceding 16 runs and taking 2 wickets. So an excellent opening spell here for Danraj, and certainly the captain and his teammates will be happy with his efforts thus far. So
So the base Wolverines definitely on top here, taking full control of the first 9 overs of the game. The Royal Panthers 27 for 3, only managing perhaps 2 boundaries, I believe, or 1 boundary, and not being able to score freely on this beautiful day for cricket here at the Exchange Ground. The outfield looks in immaculate condition, provide an opportunity for quick run scores, but they're not able to get the ball working it around. Some very good tight bowling in the opening spells from Aidan Owen and Darren Danraj. And now we'll be seeing a double bowling change with a new bowler,
Sheldon Prasad
Sheldon Prasad
is
will be.
replacing Aidan Owen on the southern end.
So no pressure on the bowler this time. The opening bowlers did their due diligence keeping the Royal Panthers at bay. And to be a left-handed bowler again, coming left arm over. Sorry, right hand, sorry. Right arm around. Sheldon Prasad. A nice short, quick run up and getting the ball quickly to the batter. And Bimal just playing it quietly into the offside. And a huge task here for Bimal. With two of his main batters back in the pavilion, he will have to stick around and perhaps bat through the innings with Jaden Ali and accumulate runs. They definitely have to start working the ball. There are some gaps on the field that they can perhaps attempt some run scoring shots. Sheldon Prasad, a very busy action there by Sheldon Prasad, and quickly, very quick spinner's delivery to get the ball out of his hands. Prasad into Bimal, and Bimal looks very comfortable at the crease, but just needs to start looking for the gaps.
Certainly. But nevertheless, these bowlers from the Wolverines are doing their job here this morning, not restricting the batsmen and putting the pressure onto them as Bama plays this one down the ground, but some excellent fielding there by Sheldon Prasad, not allowing any runs to go past him. So the last delivery of the over, and looking.
So a very, very tight over there by Sheldon Prasad. A maiden over. 27 for 3. The score has not changed.
So an excellent opening over there from Sheldon Prasad, not allowing Bemo to do anything with his deliveries.
So just where Aidan Owen left off, Sheldon Prasad picked up, bowling a very economical first over. And here we see a new bowler Looks like Zachary Owen comes into the attack from the northern end. That's the younger brother of Eden Owen.
Certainly not following the footsteps of his elder brother with bowling pace. Oh, and I think the batsman has been beaten for lack of pace. So, oh, this one goes up into the air and he's gone.
Another easy wicket there for the Bates Wolverines, and definitely an excellent strategy by the Bates Wolverines, slowing down the pace a bit with young Zachary Owen coming on strike and has a very nice flighted delivery and dipping sharply into the batter. And knowing that the batsman will want to go after the bowling, he picks up a very, very, very important wicket, getting Jaden Ali out, who has been at the crease from the start. So a very, very good wicket there by young Zachary Owen.
Certainly, but the Royal Panthers need at least one batsman to get into the wicket and increase the run scoring quickly. And I think the incoming batsman, Aryan Nanan, certainly has the potential to do so.
Yes, Arya Nanan is also a very destructive batter who can score quickly, but he has to remember that he needs to bat long as well. And with one of his schoolmates, Bimal, and Nanan can get the scoreboard ticking. Right now it's very slow with the score on 27 for 4 now, losing 4 quick wickets in those 10 overs, 10.2 overs to be exact.
So as you can see, both batsmen just having.
And one good thing we've seen here with the base Wolverines at the end of every wicket, they're coming together and having some healthy discussions. And definitely the strategies employed by the base Wolverines are working. They are picking up very, very good wickets in quick succession and also restricting the scoring by the Panthers. Panthers, unfortunately, not able to accelerate the scoring at any point in time. And when they did attempt, they are getting some very loose shots, going for easy catches
Well,
and making it easy for the base Wolverines.
certainly, I think the Royal Panthers is putting this pressure upon themselves, just soaking up the dot balls and not taking quick singles. So they have to play that rash shot to get off the mark. Another dot ball there from Zachary Owen. This one is swept away by Aryan Nanan. Full delivery. And a single taken. A slight misfield there from the fielder. And they were looking for a second, but they ended up deciding otherwise.
So Ariananan showing his intent, ensuring that no bad delivery is left untouched. Well, definitely would try to put away any bad delivery, but they definitely need to turn the scoring around. A nice shot there by Bimal, and very quickly to the offside, beats the fielder there, deep mid off. And it was Aidan Owen there at mid off, beaten, missing the ball. And a very good shot there by Bimal to pick up a 4, taking the score on to 32 for 4.
As you can see here from the replay, just getting to the pitch of the delivery there and driving it down the ground. And the diving Aidan Owen couldn't stop that one. So the batsman just completed a quick single there to end the over. So at the end of the first over of Zachary Owen, he has conceded 6 runs and picking up 1 wicket, and that brought the end of the 11th over of play. And the score is 33 for the loss of 4 wickets. Avinash Bimal currently on 8 of 7 deliveries. of 17 deliveries, and Aryan Nanan currently on one of two deliveries. So we can see the batsman just having a drink of water as it's a bit hot here today at the Exchange Ground in Vancouver as the sun is out in all its glory, allowing for a good game of cricket to be played this morning. So Sheldon Prasad continuing from the southern end after that maiden over of his. This one is nicely driven there by Bemmer. And they complete a quick single. No one backing up at the stumps. And they were looking for a second, but not allowed to do so. So we can see a positive intent from these batsmen so far. So, Mr. Mark, what target do you think the Royal Panthers should be aiming for here to successfully defend and win this quarterfinal number one and move on to the semifinals?
Good defensive shot there by Arian, just keeping it at bay. I think definitely they'll want to try to reach about 120 to make a good opportunity for them to win this game. They have about 14 overs again, but the bowling from Sheldon Prasad is not allowing any runs to be scored at this point in time.
Certainly, he has been keeping things very tight thus far, only allowing one run to be conceded.
And he's bowled.
Oh,
Is he bowled?
I think he's bold.
And he's bowled. At one point, I thought the wicketkeeper would have hit the wicket, but
Certainly, but I think that was just the stump in
coming
his
back,
glove.
hitting the keeper. So a very good ball there by Sheldon Prasad. A very quick spinner, ideal for these type of games, the T25 Cup here at the Exchange. And want to welcome all the online viewers to the stream. Let us know who you are supporting for this game in the quarterfinals, this knockout game. Being able to go on from here and book a spot in the semi-final rounds that will be played on Thursday at the exchange ground. And now we have the batter Ryan, who's making his way to the crease. And a couple games ago, Ryan did score some lusty blows, hitting a few boundaries in a very good knock. And definitely would the Royal Panthers would need that type of life being re-injected into their innings. They'll also have to be very quick between the wickets. Bimal been there for a while and needs to start pushing the ball around. Bimal on 9 runs of 16 deliveries.
18 deliveries.
Sorry, 18 deliveries. The run rate slowly on 2.91.
So as you can see here by batting stats of the Royal Panthers thus far, no real big show here from any of the batters. Ali, top scoring thus far with 10 of 27 deliveries. As we see Sheldon Prasad bowling to Rehan Ramki soon, and soon facing his first delivery of the match.
Sheldon Pasada showing having a very good showing here with the ball from the southern end into Ryan. And Ryan just watches the ball go outside the off stump. No attempt at it at this point. And would want to have a good look at the variation in pace there by Sheldon Prasad. He seems to be bowling quick and quicker, Vivek.
Certainly, and he's also spinning the ball quite a bit, as you can see from the delivery of Aryan Nanan. Think he was bamboozled for that one.
Yes, a very good flighted ball with Ryan playing over the ball and thankfully getting a single, taking a bit of pressure off the batters.
Certainly, and that single means he retains the strike for the next over, as that was the end of the 12th over of play. The score moves on to 35 for the loss of 5 wickets, currently going at a run rate of 2.92 is the Royal Panthers. As you can see here from the run rate graph, at the beginning of the innings with that first over, conceding 4 runs was the highest run rate of the match thus far. It is slowly but surely increasing, but I believe that the Royal Panthers and their supporters will certainly want it a lot higher than it is currently at. As we see Zachary Owen back with the ball.
Zachary picking up a very important wicket in his first over, coming back on now for the next over, but it seems to be wide down the leg side, and the ball runs away for one wide to the Royal Panthers and brings Bimal on strike to face up the Zachary Owen.
So Bimal hitting a nice shot in the last over of Zachary Owen, just driving it for 4 runs. Certainly would want to replicate that shot or something of the sort. Mm, a full delivery there, but there's a guy out on the boundary
And,
and they complete 1 run.
and Bimal not able to get that full toss away to the boundary, having someone, the base Wolverines having someone at extra cover, easily restricting the boundary, but brings Rayan Ramkissoon on strike. May want to go after Zachary to see if he can pick up some runs here. And he plays and misses outside the off stump there.
So Zachary Owen seems to be getting a generous amount of turn here at this exchange ground in Couva. This one just straying down the leg side of Ramkissoon.
Being called wide again. So Zachary using the flight as his main weapon, getting the ball to dip very nicely into the batters, making it a bit unpredictable when the batters are batting against him. Already picking up one wicket in his spell. 40 for 5 after
12.3 overs.
12.3 overs. So the run rate just climbing over 3 at this point, something a little more competitive.
This one is driven nicely by Bemal, but again, they have that field on the boundary there for protection. I feel they know that Bemal is a good driver of the ball.
Yeah, he's playing
So
very well outside your stump, getting some nice shots, but just not finding the gaps to get to the boundary. And definitely they would need some boundaries at this stage, the Royal Panthers, to put post a competitive total against the strong lineup of the base Wolverines. And Zachary Owen keeping Ryan Ramkissoon at bay. We all know Ryan has the ability to destroy the bowling attack, and probably is being tempted now to go after one. As we
as
said,
as you say that, this one is driven down the ground.
a very nice straight drive there by Rehan. Powerful hit off the ball and almost getting the ball to sneak through the fielders there at long off and long on. But the fielders got it back in time. And
That's the end of the 13th over, and I believe it's the drinks break. So a much needed one here at the quarterfinal number one, as the weather conditions are very hot and dry. So after the end of the 13 overs, the score is 42 for the loss of 5 wickets. Currently at the creases, Avinash Bemal currently on 11 of 20 deliveries, and Rehan Ramkissoon currently on 3 of 6 deliveries. 8, 12 overs of play remaining. So we resume here after the water break, and this is Sheldon Passad continuing his excellent spell. Rihan Ramkisoon, the batsman, on strike. First delivery of the over being a dot ball. This one is looking to drive this one down the ground. There was Rihan Ramkisoon, not finding the middle of the bat, and Passad just cleans up his bowling nicely. So another defensive shot there from Ramkisoon. Seems to be comfortable at the crease thus far, having a really nice drive down the ground in the previous over. As Passat continues from the southern end. Oh, looking to go after it there. And an excellent piece of wicket keeping there from Zakaria Mohammed. And he was sent there by the square leg umpire. Ramkisoon just edging out of his crease for just a mere second or two. And the keeper doing an excellent job with some quick hands, just taking off the bails. And Ramkisoon has to depart. As you can see from the replay here, this one going at it was Ramkisoon and just taking his foot outside of the crease for a mere second or two. And taking off the bails there was a quick thinking Zakaria Mohammed. So the incoming batsman here for the Royal Panthers is Aidan Nanan. The Royal Panthers currently 42 for the loss of 6 wickets in a spot of butter currently. So Sheldon Basad continuing with another excellent over, bowling a third over thus far and third over being a 3 dots followed by a wicket. 2 deliveries left in the over. Neither Nanan just defends this one. Being a bit careful here is Aidan Nanan, not wanting to give away his wicket. So there was no field of backing up there, and they complete 2 runs and was given as a wide and 2 runs. So 3 runs from that delivery, and it has to be rebowled by the bowler. And this one just defended nicely by Nanan again. So that's the end of Prasad's third over, only conceding 3 runs and taking the wicket of Ramkisoon. And the score moves on to 45 for the loss of 6 wickets. Bemal and Nanan currently in at the wicket.
And there we see some of the supporters at the Exchange Recreation Ground, giving the support to their children who may be playing today. And want to welcome all the supporters here at the Exchange Recreation Ground in Couva, taking the time out to come and support the tournament and support their teams. This first quarter-final game. At the end of 14 overs, Royal Panthers are 45, loss of 6 wickets. And the base Wolverines definitely has the advantage now with a new bowler coming on from the northern end, I believe.
So another experienced cricketer comes here into the attack, and first delivery, huge appeals from the keeper, but not out, says the umpire. So Brendan Boodoo, the new bowler from the northern end.
And takes a very fine, what we call a French cut here in Trinidad cricket, and goes behind the wicketkeeper for a single. Brings Arion Nanan,
Aidan Annan, the
Aidan
brother
Nanan,
of
yes, brother,
Arian Annan.
on strike now. What will he do? With the score just a trickle at 3.2, the current run rate.
Certainly, I think these two batsmen have to stabilize the innings. Only 4 wickets in the shed, and the run rate
And
just
he's bowled him.
oh,
A very sneaky delivery there. Aidan Nanan seeming to play all over the ball, and the ball shatters the stumps. Unfortunately for him, not going to stick around to see much more of
is
this innings.
is that considered commentator's curse?
I believe so. I think we need to probably look at some other, talking of some sixes and fours, Vivek. So a very good wicket in his first over by Brendan Boodoo, getting the wicket of Aidan Nanan. There we see the replay with Aidan having a good look around the field before taking his strike.
This one just sneaking under the bat there off Lannon and taking the bails off. So the incoming batsman here for the Royal Panthers is Justin Ramnarees.
Another. I just want to welcome all the online viewers looking at the live stream on the Novel Sports YouTube channel. Delighted to have you locked on this Sunday morning. Please share the stream with your friends and give these young players some exposure and the opportunity to be seen. Share to your friends and family locally and abroad as well. And looking forward to your comments for this game. Show your support to these youngsters who have put out a lot of effort in their cricketing career so far. Brendan Boodoo into Justin Ramirez. A very, very unpredictable delivery. Justin seems to be fishing there at the crease at this point in time and seems to be very flat through the air as well. And looks on very closely at Brendan Boodoo.
Certainly, I think this is what is needed as of right now. They have just about 10 overs remaining here, the Royal Panthers. But that's a nice single there from Justin Ramirez. Bit of a misfield there from Brennan Boodoo. So yes, as I was saying, there are 10 overs remaining and they only have 3 wickets left. So I think these batsmen need to be a bit more cautious in their approach.
I don't know if they can be more cautious than this, Vivek, because the runs need to also come. And so yes, they need to be cautious, but they also need to go and try and rotate the strike. So I think they definitely the strategy for the Panthers should be to rotate the strike as much as possible without giving the opportunity to lose any wickets. Definitely in the favor of the base Wolverines. An excellent effort here by the base Wolverines. Done very well to keep the Royal Panthers at bay. Not a single batsman was able to take control during this first innings of the quarter-final round of the Exchange T25 Cup. And the base Wolverines bowling seems to be very, very effective.
So certainly, and another bowling change here. Don't know why they took off Sheldon Prasad as he was having an excellent spell, but as you can see, the new man here is Roberto Badri. So this Wolverines team full of spinners. Huge appeals there, but not outside the Empire. As I was saying, only one pacer has been bowled thus far, and that being the likes of Aidan Owen. Other than that, it was just spin, spin, and more spin. Oh, and that's an excellent delivery. Beating the batsman, beating the keeper, and a bit of unfortune there for Roberto Badri, just running away to the boundary for 4 more. So a bit of misfortune there for young Roberto Badri. Oh, this one flicked off the legs there nicely by Ramnaresh and just completes a quick single. So that brings Bemal back into the strike. As Badri continues. Oh, and this one just strays down the leg side. So Badri not being the most economical bowler of the game thus far, just allowing a few stray deliveries. This one is driven nicely down the ground there by Bemal, and they complete a quick single. So a nice positive intent for these two batsmen in at the crease. Another wide delivery there given away by Badri. So it's Badri to Ramnaresh, and he's bowled him. Seems to be the quicker delivery, and it rocks back the middle stump of Justin Ramnaresh. So after a couple stray deliveries by Roberto Badri, he finally lines one up perfectly and hits the middle stump of Justin Ramnaresh, and Ramnaresh has to depart.
And very unfortunate to Justin Ramnaresh would have come in with the intent of doing some repairs to the Panthers innings, but unfortunately for him, unable to make a significant contribution with the bat at this point. And the bowling attack very, very tight here by the base Wolverines, not letting anything slip away from their grasp. And the Wolverines using all their might and power collectively, just like a wolf pack, to keep the Royal Panthers at bay. Seems to be hunting the Panthers here in a very, very tactical style. And want to give kudos to the captain of the base Wolverines for the rotation of bowlers. Every single bowler that has been used has done very well, restricting the scoring of runs, which is most important.
Certainly, although it has been a bit of an expensive over in the context of the game thus far, Badri does pick up the wickets, and they are only 2 wickets away from ending the innings of the Royal Panthers early, and they certainly would want to do that as new batsman in Somai faces up against Badri. Uh, Driven nicely there by Somai, and they complete a quick single as Somai retains the strike for the next over. So at the end of Badri's first over, he has conceded 9 runs, but he has taken the wicket of Justin Ramnaresh. And after 16 overs, the score moves on to 56 for the loss of 8 wickets. Currently going at a run rate of 3.5 is the Royal Panthers. Only 9 overs remaining left in this encounter. So here we can see Brendan Boodoo back with the ball in hand, and he'll be bowling against Sumai. Certainly wanting to rack things up early here will be the Wolverines. Oh, this one is just defi defended there nicely by Sumai. Only two fielders currently on the boundary for Sumai. One at long on, and there's a deep mid wicket. This one is just played down on the offside. So another dot delivery for the Wolverines. I feel as if there has been a lot of dot deliveries thus far in this innings.
What a brilliant catch there by Brendan Blue. Sumai not getting on top of the ball, but in fact extracting a Yorker and punching it straight back to the bowler. A very, very unfortunate demise there for Sumai, but taking nothing away from Brendan Budo. Excellent catch there. Short and low to his right, and being able to scoop that ball off the pitch and takes the Panthers down to their final wicket. 56 runs for 9 wickets. A very commanding performance by the base Wolverines. Reminds me of a very strong wolf pack hunting the Panthers and not taking anything away from them. The Panthers stand no chance in this battle. Often the Panthers would hunt singly and by themselves, but the Wolves would definitely hunt in a pack, and we've seen it being reflected here by the base Wolverines. I've,
So
I've just been reminded here by my commentator that Wolves and Wolverines may be two different creatures, but we'll see. But definitely, the approach by the base Wolverines are very, very effective. Looks like a champion team here at this point.
certainly the last batsman in for the Royal Panthers is Kev Ramsumir, and he's facing the likes of Brendan Boodoo. If I was him, I would be shaking right now.
And that looks a very, very, and it's not out, says the umpire.
Yes, not out, says Empire.
I believe that the batter would have left his pinky toe in the crease.
Certainly.
And that's Ram Sumir at the crease.
Yes, the new batsman Ramsumir.
Probably wants to attempt hitting the ball away. Just like
So
that.
up into the air.
But unfortunately for him, the fielder did a good attempt at the catch, but not being able to hold on to it.
I believe that was Roberto Battery, in fact, attempting that catch, but I think as he hit the ground, it popped out of his hands. So that brings the end of the 17th over to play, and the score is 56 for the loss of 9 wickets. And that was a wicket maiden there for Brendan Boodoo. So an excellent second over of his. So here we have the batsman who has been in for quite some while, Avinash Pemal, facing the likes of, I think, is Roberto Badri, continuing from the southern end, trying to see if he can pick up the last wicket here. Only 8 overs remaining, but there's only 1 wicket left in the shed for the Royal Panthers. So they have, in order to gain the most runs they can, they might want to try to preserve this wicket as long as possible. As you see, Bemal just playing this one safely to the fielder, looking very comfortable right now. He has been in at the crease for quite a while. This one is just nicely worked away, and they complete a single. So it brings Kev Ramsumir, the new batsman, on strike, and he's facing up against Roberto Badri. Badri might want to take advantage of this, being Kev being a new batsman in at the crease. And this one finds the edge of the bat and runs away to the boundary, but it stops just before, and they complete a quick single. So that brings Bemo back into strike. This one is worked away nicely again by Bemo. And it's for more, just dissecting the fielders there on that occasion was Bemo.
But Vimal has no choice at this point but to step on the gas, trying to make a competitive total. If they can get it up to 80, should give them something to bowl at this stage. That's a white ball signal there.
So that delivery that just went as a wide, and the batsmen run one. So that brings the new batsman in, Ramsamir, back on strike. But this is Badri. And nicely driven there by Ramsamir, but unable to complete a single as it went straight to the fielder on that occasion. So this one is beating outside edge. Zakaria Mohammed a bit excited and takes off the bails, but the batsman was safely in his crease. So that brings the end of Badri's second over and the 18th over of the innings of the Royal Panthers. They move on to 64 for the loss of 9 wickets, currently going at a run rate of 3.56. Both batsmen in Avinash Bemal currently on 18 of 26 deliveries, and Ramsamir is currently on 1 of 6 deliveries. As you can see here by the bowling stats, we can see that the bowlers have been pretty tight so far. The top wicket takers are Tanraj, Budu, and Shalom Pasada with 2 wickets apiece, and Zachary Owen, and Roberto Badri taking one each, as you have Budu continuing from the northern end. This one is played out by Bemo, but straight to the fielder. No run is allowed on that delivery. And a nice, comfortable looking defensive stroke there from Bemo. So I think Bemo is doing the right thing, knowing that if he loses his wickets, that'll be it for the innings. And he certainly is respecting the good balls and putting away the bad balls. And as he drives that one down the ground, and he takes a quick single, this is Ram Samir facing up against Brendan Boodoo. And he goes for it, pops into the air, but falls in no man's land. And they complete a single. So really ticking the runs here are these two batsmen, Bemhal and Ramsamir. This one just worked away by Bemhal, but not allowed to complete a single. And it's the last delivery of Budu's over and well left there by Bemel. So at the end of 19 overs, the score is 66 for the loss of 9 wickets. Only 6 overs of play remaining, but just 1 wicket required for the Wolverines to end this innings early. As we can see here thus far, the partnerships of the Royal Panthers batsmen, and one name is really showing up a lot more than the others here, and that's the name of Avinash Pemal. He has been in the wicket for quite some time, and he has had a partnership with almost every one of his teammates thus far. And here we can see Roberto Badri continuing from the southern end. This one finds the outside edge. It's running away to the boundaries, but an excellent stop there from Brendan Boodoo, certainly showing his class. And they complete a single. Huh? So it's Badri continuing from the southern end. And Bemal, another nice looking defensive stroke there, getting forward. This one is driven back, but straight to Badri. And another dot ball. So 3 deliveries remaining in this over of Roberto Badri. And so a nice work there from Darren Danraj. Cuts off a single. This one pops up into the air. The keeper dives for it, but wasn't able to reach. So an excellent over here thus far from Roberto Badri, only conceding 1 run and really putting the pressure onto the batsman.
And that ball takes the outside edge. It's a backward point, and the fielder retrieves the ball very easily and returns it back to the keeper. The run rate still just about 3.4 runs and over, and definitely in the favor of the base Wolverines, 68 for 9. But anything can happen in this game of cricket. When the Royal Panthers has their turn at the crease, some quick wickets can definitely get them into the game. And although a very, very good bowling spell here by the base Wolverines, the game isn't over as yet. There's still runs on the board that the Panthers can use to their advantage. They have had some very good bowlers in their lineup, taking them into the quarterfinal stages. So the game is still young at this point. Wickets can change the game. And Brendan Boodoo continuing from the northern end into Bimal and very, very confidently striking the ball there is young Bimal. And just want to mention the umpire there, Mr. Frank, who has done human service to this tournament. Want to thank him very much for his input into this game. A nice delivery again, just outside your stump, and Bimal just watches the ball passes through to the keeper.
This one is driven nicely there by Bemal and allowed to complete a single. This one just beats the batter from Sumer. Keeper taking off the bails again, but not really appealing. This was nicely played there by Ramsimir, but again, another dot delivery. So the Wolverines are certainly keeping things tight here at quarterfinal number one. And another appeal there from the keeper. So this keeper certainly wants this last dismissal here. And that brings the end of the fourth over of Brendan Boodoo. And after 21 overs, the score is 69 for the loss of 9 wickets. This last wicket partnership is certainly holding on here for quite some time, with Bemal being on 21 of the 9 deliveries and Ramsimmer being on 3 of 11 deliveries. So only 4 overs remaining of play.
After 21 overs, Royal Panthers are 69.
And as you can see here from the Manhattan of the Royal Panthers, they have been several high overs in which they scored quite a lot of runs, but I think that the number of overs that they score little to no runs outweighed the amount of overs in which they scored a lot of runs. So currently they're going at a run rate of 3.29. And as you can see here, we have some pace back into attack, and that is via Rashad Shah. So the second pace bowler of the day thus far. So certainly they have seen that the batsmen are playing the spin quite comfortably, and they decided to bring in some pace. And Pemal goes after this one, and it runs away into the boundary for 4 more.
What a brilliant shot there by Bimal, attacking that ball and lifting it between mid on and wide mid on, mid wicket, I believe, and a very, very good attacking shot there by Bimal. And definitely adding some excitement to to their supporters here, the Royal Panthers. Definitely injecting some life back into the batting here. And he faces again. And he goes again. And it's up into there. And will easily go for six. What a shot there by Bimal. And 10 runs off the last 2 overs. Taking it, the last 2 balls. And taking the score up to 79.
Yes,
As we were saying,
79.
well, is it 80? Vivek, did he hear me?
I don't know, but he
Let's
certainly seems to be turning things up here.
let's hope he continues with this fine form now. And Bimal on strike again. And he drops him on his pad. But and he's on 31 now of 43 deliveries, bringing some life back here to the Exchange Recreation Ground. And definitely every ball now is an attempted shot.
Certainly.
Seems to be very comfortable with the pace bowling.
But he seemed to be pretty comfortable with the spin bowling as well. So after some time in the crease, this is what it does. He's probably seeing the ball like a football.
Hopefully, Ramsimmer can hold on with him. And he earns a wide, frustrating the bowler to pull back his length. And very good competitive cricket here by Avinash Bimal, forcing the bowler to pull back the length and earning a wide and an extra ball all at the same time. So more opportunities to score here, Bimal. And a slower ball. Very good delivery there by the bowler.
Some smart bowling there.
And a very, very competitive over here.
So after 22 overs, the score is 80 for loss of 9 wickets. Who would have thought that this last wicket partnership might be the top scoring partnership of the game?
And definitely a very good partnership building here for the last wicket, Ramsumi and Bimal. And as you said, 80 runs is a good score to be at and would definitely want to. And there's a six again by Bimal, showing the replay here. An excellent shot there in his execution. So Ramsimir on strike now to Brendan Budu. Hopefully he can hold on with Bimal. And it'll be really nice to see Bimal getting his 50 if he can. Just 19 more runs required for him. With a score on 80 for 9 with a run rate of 3.64. And Budu into Ramsimir. And Ramsimir goes after it, and the fielders run all around, but unable to catch that one. So Ramsimir needs to be a bit more careful in his striking and needs to look for the single.
But what I'm surprised about in that delivery is that the batsman didn't take the single.
I think Bimal was calling, but Ramsimir may have been watching the ball. And he goes after it again outside the off stump and striking the ball nicely. Ramsimir getting it strategically, placing the ball over the fielder's head and into the gaps and giving the strike back on to Bimal, who's the batter in form at this point.
Certainly. This is Budu to Bimal. So Bimal certainly has the intent of going after the bowlers here.
I am sure if that he did make contact with that ball would have been in support of Spain, probably, Vivek. It was one of the biggest swings I've seen. And he goes again, but unable to get it off. And two more balls remaining in this over. Might be worth it for him to take a single off this ball with just three more overs or 2 point something overs remaining.
2.2 overs remaining.
And he's ensuring that his foot is in the crease. So that's the end of the over.
No, that's the end of the game. That was out. What,
And he's stumped.
what a gentle dismissal there.
And a very good ball by Brendan Budu, drawing Bimal out of his crease and picking up the final wicket of the innings, 81 for 10, just as we predicted in the commentators' booth. 80 runs.
So Zakaria Mohammed, after so many attempts of trying to get the stump out, he finally gets it. As you can see by the replay here, a very subtle dismissal. There was no celebration from the fielders. They were just probably happy to get it over with and get out of the hot sun. So that was the end of the innings of the Royal Panthers. So for the Royal Panthers, top scoring with a score of 31 of 48 deliveries is Avinash Bimal, followed by Jaden Ali with 10 of 27 deliveries, followed by Justin Ramnarees with 6 of 7 deliveries, and followed by Ramsimir with 4, not out of 13 deliveries. And the bowling stats for the base Wolverines, Brendan Budu, bowling 4.5, picking up 3 wickets and only conceding 6 runs. Sheldon Prasad bowling 3 overs, taking up 2 wickets, only conceding 5 runs. Taran Danraj bowling 5 overs, picking up 2 wickets, only conceding 16 runs. And Zachary Owen bowling 2 overs, picking up 1 wicket and conceding 13 runs. So we'll be back shortly here with the innings of the base Wolverines. Is going to be on the boundary. And also free hits are being put into play on no balls. As Nandal punches this one down the ground. And there's a mix up. And Amit Chan has to walk back. So what a great start here
Forward
for
to exciting these game of cricket. The weather is extremely perfect for cricket here in Exchange Kuva. And Darren Danraj comes in from the northern end into Sachin Anlal, and Sachin goes after it and puts it over the middle of field line to the boundary for 4.
And this is pulled away there from.
In a very tense battle here in this first few overs of this quarterfinal match, the first quarterfinal of the Exchange T25 Cup here in Exchange Kuva.
This one is hit down the ground and straight into the hand of the fielder.
And a very disappointing end there for Sachin Anlal. Would have looked forward to contributing heavily with the bat, and this one not giving him any room to lift the ball
So,
and put the ball away for 6 at this stage.
so Danraj keeping Abdul quiet here for the first deliveries of his over. And as I say that, Abdul goes for it, goes up into the sky and completing an easy catch there was the fielder. So Abdul has to depart. So, oh, this one goes up into the air and he's gone.
Another easy wicket there for the Bates Wolverines, and definitely an excellent strategy by the Bates Wolverines, slowing down the pace a bit with young Zach Kent, ensuring that no bad delivery is left untouched. Well, definitely would try to put away any bad delivery, but they definitely need to turn the scoring around. A nice shot there by Bimal, and very quickly to the offside. Runs to be scored at this point in time.
Certainly, he has been keeping things very tight thus far. Only allowing one run to be conceded.
And he's bowled.
Oh,
Is he bowled?
I think he's bowled.
And he's bowled. At one point, I thought the wicketkeeper would have hit the wicket, but
Certainly having a really nice drive down the ground in the previous over. As Passat continues from the southern end. Oh, looking to go after it there. And an excellent piece of wicket keeping there from Zakaria Mohammed.
the
And
score just a trickle at 3.2, the current run rate.
certainly, I think these two batsmen have to stabilize the innings. Only 4 wickets in the shed. And the run rate is.
And he's bowled him.
Oh,
A very sneaky delivery there. Aidan Nanan seeming to play all over the ball, and the ball shatters the stumps. On
pacer has been bowled thus far, and that being the likes of Aidan Owen. Other than that, it was just spin, spin, and more spin. Oh, and that's an excellent delivery. Beating the batsman, beating the keeper. Another wide delivery there, given away by Badri. So it's Badri to Ramnarees, and he's bowled him. Seems to be the delivery, and it rocks back the middle stump of Justin Ramnarees. So another dot delivery for the Wolverines. I feel as if there has been a lot of dot deliveries thus far in this innings.
what a brilliant catch there by Brendan Blue. Sumai not getting on top the ball, but in fact extracting a Yorker and punching it straight back to the bowler.
Strike. This one has worked away nicely again by Bemal. And it's for more. Just dissecting. So certainly they have seen that the batsmen are playing the spin quite comfortably. And they decided to bring in some pace. And Bemal goes after this one. And it runs away.
Adding some excitement to to their supporters here, the Royal Panthers. Definitely injecting some life back into the batting here. And he faces again And he goes again. And it's up into there. And will easily go for six. What a shot there by Bimal. Might be worth it for him to take a single off this ball with just three more overs or 2 point something overs remaining.
2.2 overs remaining.
And he's ensuring that his foot is in the crease. So that's the end of the over.
No, that's the end of the game. Dowd is out.
And
What
he's stumped.
what a gentle dismissal there.
And a very good ball by Brendan Budu, drawing Bimal out of his crease and picking up the
So we're back here with the innings of the base HB Wolverines, and they are chasing a target of 82 runs with just a required run rate of 3.26. So opening the batting for the base Wolverines is Bradley Jagannath and Brian Haricharan, and opening the bowling for the Royal Panthers is Justin Abdul. So Abdul not really troubling these batsmen thus far with a stiff off spin. Abdul is known to bowl a faster one now and then, trying to catch the batsman off guard. This one is full, laid down the ground, and Jagannath gets off with a single, gets off the mark, bringing Haricharan on strike. So the Royal Panthers have a bit of work on their shoulders here today. Have to stick to a plan as this one is guided away, and they complete a single. So as I was saying, the Royal Panthers have to stick to a plan here. They need to have a plan, and I think that plan should be to keep their bowling tight, not allowing the Wolverines to do much with it. I think they should try to replicate the bowling of the Wolverines. And we're here with the last delivery of Abdul's opening over. This one is flicked away there, runs away to the guy at fine leg, and they complete another single. So not a bad start here. At the end of the first over, the score is 4 without loss. Currently ahead of the run rate, as the required run rate is 3.25. So certainly the base Wolverines have a bit of a leeway as they are chasing a low total of 82 in quarterfinal number 1 of the Exchange T25 Cup. Certainly not in any rush at this point in time, but I'll tell you something. If these Royal Panthers bowlers get going and they start picking up quick wickets and not allowing much runs to be scored, the tables can turn really quickly. So here we can see Justin Ramnarees with the ball, with his favoured southern end. All the games thus far, he has opened the bowling from the southern end. So let's see what he does here today. This one is nicely played there by Jagannath. Not really troubling him too much. There was Justin Ramnarees. This is Ramnarees. Oh, an excellent delivery there from Ramnarees. Probably just moving away slightly from Jagannath, beating the outside edge. And a nice take there from keeper Sachin Ramnal. As you can see, there's a slip in play as well for the bowling of Justin Ramnarees, probably hinting that he's moving the ball quite a bit. Oh, and another excellent delivery there. So I like the energy that I'm currently seeing on the field here from the Royal Panthers. They are not giving up early. They are putting on a fight here, and they are trying to really restrict these batsmen. As we have Ramnarees to Jagannath. Oh, this one just finding the inside edge of the bat. And another dot ball. So things are going to plan so far for the Royal Panthers. Slashing at that one there was Juggernaut. A bit of a misfield on the keeper. And that was a direct hit at the stumps. What a piece of fielding there from Justin Abdul. And he runs out Brian Hycher. Some excellent work there in the field. Certainly an excellent piece of work. And that is what it'll take to beat the biggest HP Wolverines in this quarterfinal number one. As you see from the replay, a bit of a misfield there from the keeper and a direct hit there from the man at slip, being Justin Abdul to remove Harry Charan. Certainly, we can see the energy is up in the field of the Royal Panthers, and hopefully they keep the same energy throughout, as it really have an important impact on this game. So an excellent first over thus far from Justin Ramnareis. 5 dot deliveries and that's one run out via Justin Abdul with a direct hit. And you see Ramnareis with his last delivery was over. And this one is nicely defended back to him. So an excellent start there from Justin Ramnareis with a maiden over. Certainly a good response here from the Royal Panthers.
After 2 overs,
After 2 overs, the score is 4 for loss of 1 wicket. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same rate in which Panthers were at. Oh yes, actually, Panthers were one run ahead at the second over. So similar starts here thus far for both teams, as Justin Abdul back with the ball in hand from the northern end. So on his play to the fielder. Not much concern there for the batsman. Another nice drive. Looking for the single there was Zin Modi Khan, but spectators were against it. So he had to stay in his crease. This one is driven nicely, but it's straight to the man at the cover region in Avinash Bemal. And that's the fall of the second wicket. What are we seeing here in quarterfinal number one of the Exchange T25 Cup? 2 quick wickets there for the Royal Panthers. Certainly some extraordinary stuff here. As we can see, the new batsman walking in here is Sanjay Naidu. Certainly he would want to stick to his game plan, not give away his wicket here. He can take some time to get his eyes in because it's not a large total in which they are chasing, but as you can see here, Jagannath, full delivery, maybe got excited for a bit seeing that delivery and just driving it nicely to the man. Sounded like it came off the middle of the bat. And he has to depart. So the left-handed Sanjay Naidu comes into the crease and he'll be facing up against Justin Abdul. Oh, an excellent delivery there. Looking to drive that one there was Naidu, but completely missing out on delivery. Well, that's a wide one there from Abdul. And with the pace of Abdul, the keeper was unable to pick up that delivery and it runs away for four. So that's 5 runs on the board there. And he has to re-bowl that one. Certainly, when defending a low target, he would certainly want to line up his deliveries, not too much, and give away extra runs. But this is Abdul to Naidu. Swan just defended. Back to Abdul. This one is nicely guided away. And it dissects the fielders. And an excellent shot there from Sanjay Naidu. And that's 4 more on the board. As you can see from the replay of that shot, an elegant looking shot there from Sanjay Naidu. Just using the pace of that delivery, just guiding that one away and just dissecting the fielders perfectly. And it runs into the boundary for 4 more. So after 3 overs, the score is 13 for loss of 2 wickets. And they are back ahead of the run rate. The base Wolverines. And the required run rate as of right now is 3.14 and chasing the target of 82. So this is Justin Ramnarees bowling a maiden over in his first over of this innings. Might want to replicate that, or even better, make it a wicket maiden, or even better than that, a double wicket maiden. This is Ramnarees. This one just played again, down to the fielder. Really keeping a tight line and length here is Ramnarees, bowling tidy.
After
And this is Ramnarees. Looking to cut that one was Modi Khan, but wide called by the umpire. So just string on the offside there was Justin Ramnarees. So stifling the batsman there on that occasion was Ramnarees. So he's really sticking to his game plan here, trying to restrict the batsmen.
not
Not a bad start here by the Royal Panthers, picking 2 quick wickets in 3.3 overs. And the base Wolverines camp is tense at this point. 14 wickets for 14 runs on the board, sorry. And a very good catch by the wicketkeeper.
And
Justin Ramnarees strikes again and makes it wicket number 3 for the Royal Panthers.
So, and that's the important wicket, obviously, and Modi Khan has quite a bit of runs thus far in the tournament.
So the Panthers, if you'll remember, would have pulled up one of the major upsets in the tournament, defeating the defending champions, the Ahmads, in the preliminary rounds, and re-injecting some life into this quarter-final here at the Exchange T25 Cup, picking up 3 quick wickets now.
As you can see, the replay of that delivery. And an excellent delivery there, getting some nice bounce off the wicket was Justin Ramnarees, and Shane Modi Khan has to walk back to the pavilion.
And a very, very competitive start here now for the Royal Panthers. The advantage has swung back to the Royal Panthers with the 3 quick wickets. The run rate being just above target. The run rate required is 3.19, and the present run rate for the base Wolverines 3.82. But definitely the Wolverines not out of it yet. The Panthers, sorry, not out of it yet.
So
And
the incoming batsman here is the wicket keeper for the base high performance Wolverines, Zachariah Mohammed.
definitely need to stem those fall of wickets. Wickets has costed the Panthers a very low total, and the base Wolverines will not want to make that same mistake. But Justin Ramner is extracting some very good bounce outside the off stump, and the batter there on that occasion, Mr. Moody Khan, not ready for that, and the keeper taking a very, very good catch behind the stumps.
Ramnarees seems to be moving the ball around a bit thus far, and it has seemed to be giving the batsman quite a bit of trouble.
Ramner is into Mohammed. Very solid defensive strike, back past the bowler. And Ramires has bowled pretty consistent in this tournament so far. If I recall correctly, in Bowen having some good spells. There you see Ramires operating from the southern end. And runs in now. And a brilliant ball. Has the batter digging that ball out and squeezing it out to the short extra cover fielder there. And a very good over by
Ramnarees. So
Ramires.
after his first over going for a maiden, he completes his second over, only conceding 1 run and picking up the important wicket of Zian Modi Khan. So 2 excellent overs being bowled so far from Justin Ramnarees. And at the end of 4 overs, his score is 14 for the loss of 3 wickets.
40.
So as we can see here by the Manhattan, the base Wolverines are probably ahead on runs, but at this point in time, they have lost 3 wickets whilst the Royal Panthers have only lost 1.
And now we see Aidan Nanan, one of the better bowlers in this tournament for the Panthers, taking up the attack from the northern end. He has come in, I remember, in the first game, bowling extremely well and being able to get wickets as well in the games over the last few weeks. So Aidan Nanan will be taking up the bowling attack from the northern end. And definitely the Royal Panthers will be encouraged by the spell by Justin Ramners.
Replacing Justin Abdul from the Northern End. Abdul's last over being quite expensive, and certainly the Panthers will want to restrict the amount of runs the Wolverines are currently getting.
And Nanan.
This one just keeps low on the wicket, and the keeper taking a good take behind the wickets there. That one just tying down on him.
So a very defensive field, and rightly so by the Royal Panthers. Everybody spread within the inner circle. And Iranan turns and runs past umpire Frank. And a nice shot there, square through point, and we could pick up 1 run. So the advantage here now is that the Royal Panthers will have to pace their innings and craft the run rate to suit. And presently the run rate is slightly ahead with 3.46. So not bad for Royal Panthers, keeping the run rate where it should be. And sorry, keeping the Wolverines run rate where it should be. But unfortunately, losing 3 wickets in the process. So the Wolverines, not out of it yet. A very strong team to come. And the umpire signals wide there for Nanan. And definitely, they don't have much runs to be given away extras at this stage. But very normal for youth level cricket where you see a lot of wides and extras sometimes. But this young, these young under 19 players, or should we say, although they are 16 years and under, a lot of them would be playing in the under 19 and under 17 age bracket. So they will be playing at a higher level, and they want to be able to maintain a very strict and disciplined bowling. Extras definitely can work against them. So the base Wolverines confident after that innings, their bowling innings, and very nicely stroked away, and the fielders restrict that shot there for just a single. A very good field there by looks like Justin Ramner is at point.
Yep, and Rehan Ramki soon at cover.
So the young batter on strike now is
Naidu.
Naidu.
Naidu seems to be in a bit of form. While you weren't here, Mark, he had an elegant guide for four, dissecting the fielders perfectly. So certainly would want to continue.
Facing up to Nana now and puts it a bit short and stifles the batter with the lack of bounce here on that delivery. And Naidu definitely seems to want to attack, not getting complacent in this run chase. Already losing 3 wickets.
Certainly, you don't want the runs to just pile up and they'll have to go at it in the end. They want to keep the runs sticking and the runs flowing. And that's an elegant flick off the legs by Naidu. And that runs into the boundary for four more.
What a beautiful shot there. And definitely will relieve the pressure a bit from the West Wolverines. So I think the Royal Panthers, seeing Naidu is in such good nick, they would want to craft a plan to get his wicket. Getting his wicket will set the Beast Wolverines back a bit more and put the Royal Panthers ahead at this point in time. So want to welcome all the viewers online watching this exciting run chase here by the Base Wolverines against Royal Panthers in the Exchange T25 Cup, the first quarterfinals of this tournament. And later on this afternoon at the second game for today, the second quarterfinal with Esmeralda Conquerors versus Moses Lendo Iguanas, Nanan into Naidu. And Naidu stands upright and punches the ball back past the bowler. A very confident shot there. And some good bowling by Nana, just that 1-4 coming off kind of wide. 7 runs conceded in that over, but for his first over, we know that Naidu will be looking to attack. And we see some young cricketers making their way into the ground for the second game. And we see that young cricketer well decked off there, perhaps coming from church or prize given, looks the part of a professional cricketer, striding into the Exchange T25 Cup with his cricket bag. And looks to be a future West Indies player with that attire. So we see the batter there, Naidu, taking a break to tie his shoelaces.
After 5 overs, base Wolverines 21 for the loss of 3 wickets.
So after 5 overs thus far, the score is 21 for the loss of 3 wickets. Naidu currently on 9 of 8 deliveries and Mohammed currently on 1 of 3 deliveries. Currently batting at a run rate of 4.2. just about 1.2 ahead of the run rate, the required run rate. So just a reminder that the base Wolverines are chasing a target of 82 runs and they have 20 overs left to chase this total.
And Justin Ramrey is coming, returning from the southern end there now. And a good ball again. Unable to play that ball, the batter. And seeing Justin Abdul slip together with the wickets keeper. Seems as though there's some movement out in the middle. And the batter playing and missing as well. So Justin Ramner is doing some excellent work from the southern end. Running in on past umpire Frank now. And forces the batter onto his back foot and he just pushes it out to short cover. And so with the run chase, the Royal Panthers has a slight advantage in the field placement this afternoon. They are able to select the positions based on the strategy of the run chase, and so far it seems to be working. And very unfortunate for Justin Ramner is conceding a wide and an extra ball now to be bowled. And definitely, as we say, just land the ball onto the turf and let the turf do the rest for these young fast bowlers. Too often we've been seeing a lot of full deliveries, and perhaps in the excitement and a bit of anxiety by these youngsters, they try to push too hard and losing focus on line and length. So Ramner into Mohammed, and a very nice shot there by Mohammed, but reaps no rewards. So Ramner is continuing with just with one extra there in this over.
He's certainly not allowing these batsmen to have a full swing of the bat at the ball.
Sometimes when we see these run chases, the batting team seems to go in a bit of a shell and self-restrict themselves and makes it even harder. But a very good ball there by Justin Ramnes, and it looks as though it has been leaving the batter.
Certainly, certainly seems to be moving the ball around quite a bit.
So not a bad contest in his first few overs. The base Wolverines just ahead of the required run rate, 3.88, and required run rate at 3.1, with the Ramnes inserting and pushes the ball up into the air, but falls short of mid-on. And Justin Ramnes actually generates some good pace as well.
I have a feeling that that shot was a bit of a forced shot there from Mohammed. He
Yeah,
didn't seem too comfortable playing that one.
yeah, you could see it seems a bit rushed, and he seems to be forcing at the ball, but nevertheless turns out in his favor. And Justin Ramres now has to bowl to Naidu. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. So Ramles on his mark there, Naidu takes strike. Abdul in position at full slip. And it takes the inside edge of the bat and runs to the backward square leg, but the fielder picks up the ball and throws it in on striker, and
So
that was
a
Shimesh doing the
nice,
fielding there at backward square leg.
a nice French cut there from Naidu.
And at least it keeps the scoreboard ticking.
Certainly. And that brings the end of 6 overs to play. Current run rate is at
After 6 overs, the score
4.17 and the required is exactly on 3 while chasing the target of 82. So I don't think that the Wolverines are currently under much pressure at this point in time. As we can see by the run rate graph, they are severely ahead of the rate, but the only thing is they have 3 wickets down.
Yeah, I think they are ahead in terms of run rate, but the wickets is what will have them a bit concerned. And Nanan returning from the northern end and starts with a low ball outside the off stump, very full as well.
A l-
And Mohammed just watches the ball through to the keeper.
Seems to be a wide Yorker.
Very interesting delivery, Vivek. Have you had many of those in your career?
Bowled against me, yes, and I couldn't do anything with them. They are certainly a pain to face. Oh, this one just finds the outside edge of the bat. No slip in place, and this one runs away to the boundary for four more.
A very fortunate shot there by the base Wolverines, picking up some useful runs here in this run chase. Anything that comes off the bat will definitely add or relieve the pressure of the base Wolverines that they would have accumulated in the early overs, losing three quick wickets.
Certainly, as you can see here from the replay, this one is finding the outside edge and the pace of the delivery, just doing the rest, running away to the boundary for four more. So this is Nanan. This one finding the outside edge, and he's
And it's
given.
spotted. What a brilliant ball there by Aidan Annan. An excellent catch there by the keeper. All the fielders in the Royal Panthers appealing for that, and the umpire gives the dismissal. Unfortunate day for Mohammed has to depart, and the trend continues. Four wickets down for base Wolverines, and the
And
Wolverines
just like
camp
that,
may be worried a bit.
four wickets down here in 6.3 overs. Will we see another upset here
I think
from the
that's.
Royal
I
Panthers?
think the Royal Panthers definitely has something up their sleeve, and I think definitely the Royal Panthers have something up their sleeve because they seem to be.
As you can see from the replay, an excellent catch there from Captain Sachin Nana with the gloves on.
And the captain of the base Wolverines, Roberto Badri,
So Roberto Badri, the incoming batsman here. Sydney, an experienced campaigner with the base team.
so the Royal Panthers not out of it yet. They are keeping the pressure on the base Wolverines by picking up quick wickets. Four wickets down for 29 runs.
Just three deliveries remaining in the over of Nanan. First ball being a dot. The second ball being a bit of misfortune there for Nanan, finding the outside edge of the bat and running away from the four. And then the other ball finding the outside edge, but this time finds the way into the gloves of the keeper.
So
So
definitely some movement there by Nanan, getting the
certainly,
ball to probably move off the tooth here at exchange. Runs in again to Badri. And a very confident shot there by Badri in behind the ball and just pushes it back to the bowler. But no runs off that ball. So the run rate has climbed there for the Wolverines to 4.35 and decreasing the required run rate. But the wickets, four wickets down. But they definitely is a strong team with a lot of batters still to come. And Nanan into Badri. And Badri punches the ball to cover. And a misfield there in cover and allows them to go through for the single.
so to face the last delivery of Nanan's over is the guy who seems to be in some fine form for this match, Sanjay Naidu.
So Naidu is presently on 11 runs of 9 deliveries, ahead in terms of runs per ball. Nanan hoping to get his wicket, runs in from the northern end and passes umpire Frank. And he charges down the pitch, but a very loose shot there coming off of the outside end of the bat and just manages to get a single.
I think that there was an instruction made for Naidu to just go after the bowling because so far in this innings, that's all he has done.
Yeah, I think
Just
definitely is something they have to employ because they have good batters to come. And if they stick around there without scoring, it's going to put more pressure on the batters.
certainly they still have the likes of Brendan Boodoo in the stands. and he's a well-known batsman for Trinidad and Tobago. So here we have Justin Ramnarees from the southern end.
Into Naidu, but pulls up his run up there. We have missed a couple steps or ran too fast.
So really holding his end here with the ball so far is Justin Ramnarees, bowling 3 overs with one maiden, conceding 5 runs and taking 1 wicket.
A nice turn off his hips there, Mr. Naidu, but straight to the fielder. I believe it's Shivish at square leg, just on the inner circle, and not conceding any runs at this point. The base Wolverines ahead on run rate, but 4 wickets down. And a nice shot again, but straight to the fielder. So the Wolverines have been stifled a bit by some good fielding and good bowling. Naidu with intent to try and get the ball off, but unable to score. So far in these two balls, so two dot balls will definitely give the Panthers some encouragement in this encounter. And a nice shot
Oh,
there off his hips.
and
Reminds me of the great Brian Lara, where he would flick that ball off his hips and into the boundary for four. So Naidu showing a touch of class there.
certainly he has been showing that for the entire game thus far, I believe. Certainly looks like a classy batsman to me. He likes the traditional shots.
Yes, and it's good to see youngsters developing that type of technique at this level. Ramnari into Naidu. And he goes for the aerial route this time, but it looks to be fall safely on wide extra cover and picking up a single. So definitely Naidu's intent is to score, and it has been working once he's on strike. Taking the
Certainly.
run rate up to 4.7 and dropping the required run rate to 2.65. 36 for 4, the base Wolverines.
I think Naidu wants to get this game done and over with as early as possible.
Who knows? He probably has a lunch meeting that he has to go to this afternoon. It's probably something that the base Wolverines are cooking in the camp. So Ramner is conceding some runs in this over. Who knows? Probably has a wicket planned. Bowling to Badri and seems to be moving the ball a bit. Badri getting in position for off drive shot and then seems to be reaching for the ball.
I think
And seems to be a trend with Ramnaris getting the ball to leave the right-handed batters and seems to be getting the ball to turn into the left-handed Naidu, making him play off his hips. Ramnaris again into Badri. And again, a nice solid shot there. A nice solid shot by Badri to just keep the the team protected, not giving away any rush shots.
so. As we
And
can see here from the worm, we have the blue line being the Royal Panthers and the red line being the Wolverines. And as you can see, the Wolverines are severely ahead on in terms of runs. But at the same point, the Royal Panthers would have only lost 3 wickets, while the Wolverines are 4 wickets in. So certainly will want to keep an eye on that, the base Wolverines, and not allow any more wickets to fall at a quick or steady rate.
so Justin Abdul back on the attack here from the northern end.
Certainly, Abdul bowling 2 overs, conceding 3 runs and picking up 1 wicket thus far.
So I would have
13
actually,
runs, sorry.
if I was Abdul, I would actually probably start with a slip just to try and earn that wicket. So Abdul, Enza Naidu, and a very slow ball to start. And we know he has the ability to vary the speed a lot with his deliveries, and I'm sure I'm going to see a faster one very shortly. But most importantly for the Panthers, no runs off that ball. Naidu looking at him very closely.
So that's nicely driven there by Naidu. And they hustle for a quick single. So some excellent running there by the batsman in at the crease. So here we can see the formula. Only 45 runs required from 100 balls and 6 wickets in hand.
So definitely in the favor of the base Wolverines right now. As we see a Cessna flying overhead here, heading to the airfield that is close by in Cuba. And Abdul into Badri, and Badri pushes it between the fielders on the offside. And there we see the cameraman, Mr. Aviation 2007, following that Cessna plane that passed over. And our very alert scorer, Mr. Zachary Ramjatan, quickly switching the board to the back to the cricket. So Justin Abdul again, pretty tight bowling so far. And Naidu's quickly on his back foot and cuts the ball down to the offside, but unable to get a run. Abdul bowl very economically here in this over. Just 2 runs off the 4 balls.
2 deliveries remaining. I certainly think Naidu is going to go after him in at least one of these 2 deliveries.
I think if I was Abdul, I'll be flighting up a ball to try and entice him to go the aerial route, similar to what Zachary Owen did for the base Wolverines, and give the opportunity for the batter to make the mistake because Naidu is very comfortable. And that was a faster ball there. And Naidu uses the pace to work it down to backward point and picks up a single.
So he retains the strike for the for the 10th over of play. After 9 overs, the score is 39 for loss of 4 wickets. So required to win here for the base Wolverines is 43 runs off 96 deliveries with 6 wickets in hand. Currently in at the wicket is Sanjay Naidu, who is currently on 19 of 19 deliveries. Certainly showed what he can do here today. And on the other end, supporting him is Roberto Badri, currently on 2 of 5 deliveries.
So I want to welcome all the online viewers on the live stream to the Exchange T25 Cup first quarter final between the base Wolverines and the Royal Panthers. The Royal Panthers being one of the new teams in this competition, scoring a major upset in their first game against the AJ Ahmad, the defending champions, and earning their place in the quarterfinals. And the base Wolverines, the last year semi-finalist team, I believe, and having a strong team coming into this round and certainly ahead. But their concern would be their 4 wickets, but they definitely have some strong batting to come. So they would be confident of a victory here today. But the Royal Panthers bowling has been okay, has picked up 4 quick wickets, which would definitely give them encouragement to keep pushing hard. And
So Amit Chan,
a bowling change from the southern end. And at first delivery beats the outside edge of Naidu, something that we haven't seen in this inning so far.
certainly Naidu has been in some fine form in his innings so far. So it's rare when you see one beat the outside edge of his bat.
So Chan from the southern end to Naidu and beats outside edge again. And we can see a bit of impatience there by Naidu, getting accustomed to pushing the score along. But with a new bowler, needs to restrict a bit and
So
not get too carried away.
Captain Roberto Battery just having a couple of words to Naidu, probably telling him there's no need to go after the bowling right now. They just need to get the runs flowing and rotate the strike, get the ones and twos, and that's what he did, just guiding that one down to the guy out at point.
And for the live stream viewers online, we've just posted the detailed match stats that is also live, so where you can go in and see highlights of the innings. You can see the bowler and batting stats, you can see the scorecards, and you can see the Worms and Manhattans of the game. So some detailed analysis being provided by the Novel Sports Stream team for this Exchange T25 Cup. Please share the live with your friends and colleagues. Looking forward to the international viewers as well. So Chan runs only a wide, looks to put that ball short into the wicket of Badri. Another schoolmate of Chan, both Chan and Badri attending the same college and probably know one another very well in their playing career. So Chan here now turns on the southern end, runs into Badri and seems to be using the shorter delivery to put Roberto Badri on his back foot. But Roberto, very, very good batting by him, pushing that ball onto the offside. And the score now 42 for 4 with the base Wolverines ahead. And Amit Chan running in from the southern end with a slip in place. And into Naidu. And Naidu cuts the ball to a point and a very good stop there by the fielder.
Justin Ramnare's there out on the boundary, and that's another single. So I think the words of the captain Robert Badri to Naidu was just rotate the strike. There's no need to go for the big shots as of right now, and certainly he is doing that. And as you can see, it is pretty effective as they only require 39 from 91 deliveries. This one is nicely cut away there by Badri, and they take another quick single. So the supporters of the base camp is happy with the running and the partnership being built thus far from these two batsmen. And that's the end of 10 overs of play. So as you can see here, the partnership from Naidu and Badri is currently on 15.
So definitely the match in the favor of the base Wolverines. The only thing can pull this back is perhaps a hat trick by a bowler. And they still have a lot of good batters to come and very much in control after an excellent bowling display against the Royal Panthers. And just want to commend the Royal Panthers for making it to the quarterfinals, doing very well in the preliminary rounds. And now we see it may be a bowling change, is it? Seems to be a lot of discussion around the bowling crease there with the Justin Abdul, who was bowling, refreshing himself, and definitely will be hoping to get a few quick wickets. But both Naidu and Badri seem to be two class batters, striking the ball very nicely with good technique and being able to not show any signs of losing a wicket at this point.
I must say, the weather has been perfect today for cricket. No signs of rain.
So Abdul from the northern end into Badri now. And a very easy single there.
So
So I think the field placement needs to be one that can definitely cut the single because Badri and Naidu, although Naidu seems to be attacking, I think with the present run chase, there's no need to go after it at this point. And the field placement needs to restrict that single. So perhaps the fielder at extra cover needs to come in a bit. Abdul into Naidu. And Naidu just watches that ball pass him into the gloves of Nanlal. So Abdul again coming right arm around to Naidu.
So another dot delivery there from Justin Abdul. Certainly valuable in this encounter thus far. Another dot delivery there. So Naidu currently on 21 of 26 deliveries. So it's driven nicely by Naidu. Another shot of class from him. Penetrates the inner field and there's no one on the boundary in the covers. So that's 4 more runs for Naidu. So, certainly showing his class today here is Naidu. So we see here Abdul, the last delivery of his over. And after that 4, he has finally put one out on the extra cover boundary. And this one is guided away. And it's a misfield on the boundary. And it's 4 more for Naidu. So
So a touch of class there by Naidu. A very nice shot there, using the pace of the ball from Justin Abdul and guiding it straight to the fielder, but unfortunately for the fielder, going through his legs for 4 and making it easy for the base Wolverines if it wasn't easy enough.
So as you can see by the replay here,
Also 4 wickets.
very picturesque looking cover drive there from Naidu, dissecting the fielders and just running away to the boundary for 4. And this is the replay of the second 4 from the over. This one in which was just guided down to the guy at fine leg. Sorry,
Third
third
man,
man,
wide third man.
and just bit of a misfield there.
And there we see the arrival of the Esmeralda Conqueror players who will be facing up against the Mozilendo Cricket Academy in the second quarterfinal this afternoon. 2 big games today. Eliminator. So Nanan from the southern end now, Sir Badri. And Nanlal very excited there to earn that wicket from that catch. But the umpire will have none of it. Umpire Frank doing an excellent job here at the Exchange T25 Cup, supporting the tournament. So Nana now, Ada Nanan operating from the southern end, changing the ends and into Badri. And that's a wide and seems to be giving the runs now to the base Wolverines. 54 for 4, just requiring 28 runs from 83 balls. So Nanan turns on his mark from the southern end. And Badri is not ready. There we see the Esmeralda Conquerors players coming in. And Nanan into Badri. Seems to hit his pad there a bit. And not just sneaks around and the umpire signals leg by. So appeal went up and may have hit him on the inside of his pad and passes the leg stump, it appears.
So that single brings Sanjay Naidu back onto the strike. And with him on strike, this game can end very soon.
Naidu in excellent form here in this quarterfinal. And he goes up into the air. The catch is to Rehan and he completes the catch. Rehan Ramkisoon taking a good catch there at point. Dismissing Naidu for well played
29.
29 runs. A very, very good innings by Naidu. Putting the base Wolverines in contention for a win.
Certainly. Naidu just looking to go after that one again. Probably looking to hit that one up and over the inner circle. But that one looks like it just found the outside edge of the bat and popped up into the air. And the fielder there, Rian Ramkisoon, just completing a simple catch. And the incoming batsman here for the base Wolverines is Brendan Boodoo.
Jab- So Brandon Budu, who had an excellent bowling spell for the base Wolverines, he's coming to bat with Roberto Badri.
Certainly has a lot of expectations here in this game, being a national player of Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome. Just like to welcome all the online viewers on the live stream. We've posted the official scoring scoreboard online as well in the comments where you can see the detailed scorecard of the matches and get all the player stats. Look at the Manhattan and the Worms as well for the games. And you can do a bit of analysis and see highlights as well. Nanan in to Brendan Bulu and immediately he takes the aerial route. Looks like Amit Chan is under the ball and takes a very good catch. What an exciting restart to this. Brendan Budu with a duck. Unfortunately for him, not able to help his team in this occasion. And a very, very good catch there appears to be by Amit Chan. So the
Was
Panthers not out of it yet. 55 for 6. Not sure what Brandon Budu was thinking,
required to win is only 27 runs of 80 deliveries, so there was no need for that shot, Mark.
but I think the formula now is 27 runs required from 4 wickets, is what we need to keep an eye on. They only have 4 wickets in hand.
So
And
certainly an interesting encounter here in quarterfinal number one.
so 55 for 6, just 4 wickets in hand with 27 runs to get. And the Royal Panthers, with a history of creating upsets, will they do another upset here in this quarterfinal to get into the semis? The semi-final happening on the 1st of August.
So Aidan Owen, the new batsman in at the crease, he will
That
be
was the
facing the hat-trick delivery of Aidan Nanan. What do you think, Mark? Will he get it or will he not get it?
there's no reason to hit, but we know Aidan is a very firm strike of the ball and may be tempted to go after it. And it's up to Aidan and his fielders to keep a close eye on that ball. But definitely a hat trick will make it very exciting in this encounter. So Nanan into Owen and plays and misses that ball. A very good ball there by Nanan. And Owen just stands his ground and pushes the bat to the ball. Not much footwork there on his part. So Aidan Nanan will be very pumped here. The Royal Panthers still very tense. We should be hearing a lot of clapping on the field by now, getting some support here by the Royal Panthers, but they seem to be very concerned still. Nanan into Owen, and Owen is a very confident push to the offside, and that ends the over.
So an excellent over there from Nanan, only conceding 2 runs and picking up 2 crucial wickets that could play an important role in this match.
So that's a match-changing over by Aidan Nanan, and puts a little bit more pressure on the base Wolverines. 4 wickets remaining, 27 runs to win.
After 12 overs, base Wolverines are 55 and lost of 6 wickets. They require 27 runs in 13 overs to win.
So there we see a very interesting encounter. And the umpire signaling for the water break after the over. And Justin Abdul continues from the northern end. The brilliant sunshine here, the Exchange T25 Cup in Vancouver. And welcoming all the online viewers. Please share the stream with your family and friends. These youngsters need the support, as much support as they can get. Much of them will be looking for sponsors as they progress their cricketing career in Trinidad and Tobago. And in this tournament, we were very fortunate to have the Tuco Sporting Academy join the tournament. Unfortunately for them, they did not make it through to the quarterfinal rounds, but had a very, very good showing in the preliminary rounds. And Justin Abdul now bowling to Roberto Badri from the northern end. And a very nice shot there by Badri. And as we said, full toss is no option there for bowlers, not at this stage. Justin Abdul needs to get that ball onto the turf and let it turn and bounce. But Badri having none of that and easily dispatches that ball for 4.
Badri having none of that full ball there from Justin Abdul and just kind of flicks it away for 4 more. So certainly we can see that the runs required are going down, but will the wickets in hand go down as well?
But that will be up to the bowlers. They need to get that ball firstly to land. And I think Justin Abdul at this stage will be more useful if he bowls some quicker deliveries and allows the ball to rush onto the bat, preventing any sort of big shots being played by the batters. Justin Abdul into Roberto Badri. And what a shot by Badri! And hits the rope. And the umpire signals 6. A brilliant shot there by Badri.
Certainly. A bit of a loose delivery there from Abdul. Abdul just not finding his correct length here in that over.
That ball had hit the rope completely, and that's 6 runs.
As I was saying, Abdul just not finding his length in that over. That one a short delivery from Abdul. And Badri quick onto his back foot and pulling that one away for 6.
So my, the runs have certainly decreased significantly. Just 17 runs to win now. And the base Wolverines just 4 wickets remaining, but Abdul being punished by Badri. And the fielder coming off the fine leg boundary to get that ball and completing a single. So a very, very useful 11 runs in the last 3 balls. 5 balls, sorry. 11 runs in the last 5 balls. This over reducing the pressure on the Wolverines a bit.
So one delivery left in the over of Justin Abdul. And in the spell of Justin Abdul, will he be able to pick up a wicket here? And the answer is no, he won't. A quick single mistake on there by the batsman. And after the end of 13 overs, the score moves on to 67 for loss of 6 wickets. Required to win is 15 runs of 72 deliveries.
So now we have a water break, and rightfully so, the temperature is very hot outside.
Base Wolverines picked up the wicket required 15 runs, 12 balls to win.
So the base Wolverines taking full command of this game, having an excellent bowling spell, and then coming in their batting and taking full control. A bit of a scare by from the Panthers, picking up some quick wickets, having a 2 wickets in a succession, but Roberto Badri quickly pulling it back in.
Is going to be on the boundary. And also free hits are being put into play on no balls. As Nandal punches this one down the ground. And there's a mix up. And Amit Chan has to walk back. So what a great start here for.
In a very tense battle here in this first few overs of this quarterfinal match, the first quarterfinal of the Exchange T25 Cup here in Exchange Cuba.
This one is hit down the ground and straight into the hand of the fielder.
And a very disappointing end there for Sachin, and I would have looked forward to contributing heavily with the bat and this one, not giving him any room to lift the ball
So,
and put the ball away for 6 at this stage.
so Danraj keeping Abdul quiet here for the first deliveries of his over. And as I say that, Abdul goes for it, goes up into the sky and completing an easy catch there was the fielder. So we're back here after the quick drinks break, a much needed one as the weather is very hot here at the Exchange Ground in Vancouver as the sun has been shining all day long. This one is driven down the ground and Aidan Owen gets a single and that brings Roberto Badri back on strike. So just 14 runs required of a whopping 71 deliveries. Things are majorly in the favor of the Wolverines. Oh, and what a shot by Badri. And luckily that hits the tire of the vehicle, not the actual vehicle itself. And Badri just sweeping that one and just getting 4 more. So Badri just playing a captain's role here, captain's knock, bringing his team over the line. As you see the replay of that delivery, Badri getting on his knee and sweeping that one away. So 10 runs required from 70 deliveries. Will Badri finish it in this over? I think that's the question we are all asking. Oh, and another lovely shot. Driving that one away. A full delivery and it runs into the boundary for 4 more. So Badri really showing his talent and his class here today. So only 6 runs required now from 69 deliveries. Three deliveries left in the over of Aidan Nanan. Padri really punishing him in this over thus far. Oh, and that's a good shot. And a quick single is taken. So that single brings Aidan Owen back onto strike. And just 5 runs required. And two deliveries left in the over of Aidan Nanan. So let's see what happens. This one is pulled away, but straight at the fielder, not allowing them to complete any runs. This is Nanan to Owen. So it's played on to the offside. And another single is taken. So that's the end of 14 overs. The score is 78 for the loss of 6 wickets. And required to win for the base Wolverines is only 4 runs. Badri really dealing with Nanan in that last over. This is the second one, driving it through the cover is a full delivery, giving Badri a freebie, as you would like to call it, and taking full advantage of that one there was skipper Roberto Badri. So we're seeing a bowling change here in the northern end, but is it too much too late? Only four runs required of 66 deliveries. Aidan Owen on strike. This one worked around, probably hitting the pad, I'm not sure. And they get a quick single. Badri back into the strike. So only 3 runs to win here. Will Badri finish it in one delivery? And this one is driven down the ground, but nice fielding there from Justin Abdul to man at short cover. This one is worked away on the offside by Badri, and they complete a single. So these two batsmen are certainly not in any rush. They want to bring the victory home to the team safely, and they have no need to rush. They require 2 runs of 63 deliveries. So this is Bemo to Owen, and that's it there for the game. Owen just flicking that one off the legs and securing the required 2 runs needed to win this encounter. So in quarterfinals number 1 of the Exchange T25 Cup was the base HP Wolverines versus the Royal Panthers. And in this encounter, the base HP Wolverines have certainly shown their class today and won this encounter. So here we have the Royal Panthers batting first with scoring 81 runs for all out in 22.5 overs. Damal top scoring with 31 and Ali not too far behind him with 10. And then we have, I think, the winning factor here for the base Wolverines, the bowling, Brennan Boodoo picking up 3 for 6 and 4.5. Prasad picking up 2 for 5. Danraj picking up 2 for 16. And Owen picking up 1 for 13. And then in response, the base Wolverines, Naidu and Badri top scoring top scoring for the base Wolverines, Naidu with 29 of 29 deliveries and Badri with 26 of 20 deliveries. And they have completed the run chase in 14.4 overs. So thank you for joining on here with us in this live video of quarterfinals number one in Exchange T25 Cup. And we'll be back shortly with quarterfinals number two with the MLCA Iguanas, the Moses Lando Cricket Academy Iguanas versus the Esmeralda Conquerors.